It is bussin' iced tea from Gold Peak. It's called California Raspberry. Man, it's bussin'. Damn, that's some good shit. All right, you're going to find a link in the video description so you can go ahead and vote. What happened to my microphone? You can go ahead and vote on the episode. I'm going to take another link and plop it right in the video description. Okay, this is different. What is going on here? Oh, wow, that does look a little different. YouTube's back in on my side. Looks a touch different. Let me pop out the chat. Wait a second for... we'll give it 2-3 minutes for people to show up. But we are going to do a review of the episode. I'm going to try to keep it kind of short tonight because I do have a lot of work to do with Friday the 13th, Part 3, Flaw and All review. If you're new here or if you haven't watched in a while, we got Part 1 and Part 2 already up on the channel. I got a tremendous amount of messages and support from Part 2. So I'm actually excited to get Part 3 released as soon as I can this coming week. And then we can dive into Part 4. I had a ton of people request I fix the Day of the Dead and then upload that. No one's seen it. I think like 5 people have watched that. It got taken down because it was copyright claimed and I had to remove stuff. So Day of the Dead will be up. As of right now, my plan is Part 3, Part 4, and then Day of the Dead. Possibly. I got some other surprise ones in the works, but like I said before, Friday the 13th 1 to 4 was kind of that little block of story was kind of my main priority, just to, you know, get a good chunk of the Friday done, and we'll reevaluate from there and see what's going on. I've been watching all Friday the 13th movies lately. Just rewatched 7 and 8 today. That's what's up. You'll be right along with it as long as we keep chugging along and get them out. Because I got a plan to cover at least, you know, most or if not all the Fridays. Maybe we can do some Nightmares. I really want to do the Halloween leading up to Halloween Kills. So I'm really excited we can get a lot of the slasher ones done, a lot of the Halloween horror ones done, and then maybe we can branch out horror, sci-fi. We can do a random something that's not, you know, horror, sci-fi related. But we'll see. I think most of the stuff is kind of horror, sci-fi related. Anyhow, it would be fun to do something outside of that realm, though. That would be fun. But definitely check those out. Let me make sure we got everything. Oh, yeah. I'm putting the straw poll in the comment box again. Go ahead and vote on the episode. We're going to be taking a look at the straw poll off and on here in a minute. I want to read this comment. Someone said, the latest Flaw and All was your best so far, in my opinion. I really appreciate that because Part 2 was extra long because I went back and after it was already done, I re-scripted it and went back and changed some stuff because it just felt flat. And then I was losing a little bit of focus about what we were doing as far as breaking down the good and the bad. So I reworked it a few times and then I went in, played around with some editing, added some visual flair. For you guys, you probably don't. You probably realize, or you probably just think some of those images just already exist. But little minor tweak ones, especially ones with adding just little bits of tape and making it look like it's, because it's old. It's, you know, from the movies from the 80s. So I made it look like it was a wall with, like a cabin or a barn, because that's, you know, Jason's from a shed, cabin on Crystal Lake, like someone hung up old posters on there. That surprisingly takes a lot of time to, you know, tweak images like that, and then insert them here and there, add transitions. It's just time consuming. Real easy work, just time consuming. All right, we got enough people in here. Let's, I already let you guys know, if you really want to support the Flaw and All reviews, that's what we're going to be primarily doing for content over the summer of 2021. We're off to a good start, though. We got like 8 movies or 9 movies totally done in the Flaw and All reviews series, and then we have, I think, like 15 episodes of The Walking Dead. They're kind of scattered, but all of the first season so far. And then don't forget, every stream is sponsored by Doomsday Kingdom. We still have a few copies left on Indiegogo. You buy them today and it ships tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Monday, so I'm actually going to ship a couple. I have one that was like 2 weeks old. It was somebody got it during a live stream and I was supposed to send it, but what happened is I guess someone put in like a double order and then they refunded one of them. So I got a notification saying it was refunded and I was like, oh, okay, that order got refunded, but there was 2 of them back to back or 3 of them back to back, but I messed up. So I think we have one person I still owe a book to from like last week. So I'm going to get that out first thing in the morning. Rick W. with a $10 donation to the channel. Thank you very much for the support, homie. That helps a lot. You should do the Scream series leading up to Scream 5. When is Scream 5 coming out? And yes, Scream is another series that I am really eager to do. There's a handful of them that I'm like pumped to do. As far as the slashers, you know, you got Friday, Nightmare, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, and Scream, those in particular. But when it comes to some of my favorites, Predator from '87, The Thing, that's another one. That one is like, I'm waiting until I don't know. It's like that mountain. I'm not ready yet. Anyhow, so let's go into the review here. Don't forget to vote. You got the comment box and you got the video description. You can find the straw poll. I'm going to put the link one more time. Scream's going to be a fun one to do, though. But, all right, so episode opens, and I thought the timeline was a little bit iffy because the last episode, it was kind of like mentioned, oh, Dakota knows, around about where these people are, if my memory serves me right. So it was a little bit jarring kicking this episode off the way it was. I am interested in a new community, but going into the episode, I was afraid we would get hit with, the generic stuff. They're going to be bad. They're going to be trapped. It's going to, they're going to have a hard time escaping. They're either not going to escape, but then the other people are going to be out, breaking them out, or they're going to just get out and split up and one person will get captured hostage. And literally all the thoughts, that predictable stuff that's going through my head, the episode just laid it all out. It was like color by numbers. It did feel like they're doing the same stuff they keep doing. That's one of the biggest problems with Fear of the Walking Dead. And they've been having a really good run this season. This season has been great, in my opinion, except for the last 2 episodes. This one and the last one. Now, I don't think this one is bad. I just don't think it's good. One of the biggest problems is this microphone crap, recording, the conversation. Okay, it's a microphone instead of a video camera. We already had this with we already had this with Alexandria, and it's identical, and you got the leader, and I don't know, the group just felt like them doing Terminus over again, and there was something else that was glaring. When his brother was there, what's that guy's name? The dude who's painting. I'm mixed there because I thought it was real cool. I was like, oh shit, okay, his brother, they link up. I hope they still don't go in a generic way where it's bad. They did anyway, but I like that a lot. I was like, that was awesome. But there's another part of me that's like, why do they keep doing this? What am I referring to? Remember when they had a hostage in like season 2 or 3? I think it was season 2. It was right around the time that the show was just about to go into all-out war, and they took a storyline from the comic that the show was about to do, the main show, and they just ripped it off and pretended like, oh, I never read that in the comic. How funny is it that I wrote the same scene that's in the comic and it's just coming up in the next season of the show? Well, guess what else is just coming up in the next season of the show? Characters arrive at a new location, and one of the characters has a family member living in that fucking location, Now, the show might not do that. We know it because there's not a lot of setup. In the comic, there was a character missing already, and it was established. There was a spin-off video game, and the story kind of flowed, so I get it. But when I'm watching the show, I'm kind of thinking like, man, it's the same shit we got in the comic, and it's so weird how it's right before it's going to air in the original show. Anyhow, there's a couple weird things, like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment box, but don't you need sunlight? As soon as they were like, yo, we're gonna lock us down, I was thinking like, well, let's see the ladies, because if you're locking it down, there's got to be something proper down there. However, don't you need the sunlight? Like, this is like a straight up bunker underground. I guess you can live for a bit underground, but maybe I'm just thinking of it twisted. I'm assuming you need some type of, unless they got, I don't know, vitamins for that. I just assumed you needed sunlight at some point in time. I could be wrong. Anyhow, it wouldn't be the first time I was wrong. But so they're going to lock them all up, lock them all down in the thing. He finds his brother there. That part I actually really did like. How everyone's acting all weird, though, I didn't really dig. I expected a little more with their, conversation. I expected more of, I don't know, the dialogue to be a little more punchy. Like when he's confronting his brother, like, did you know I was there when you attacked that community? And he's all like, yo, there was good people you killed. I was waiting for him to be like, bro, what were you even thinking? You killed prisoners. I was a prisoner. You killed good people that were forced, to work there by another tyrant. Why would you kill, like, innocent people that they were prisoners, my guy? Like, some, like, intense stuff. But the writers are focused on this weird, you see what we see type, philosophy. So they kind of like had the conversation. He was going there, but then he just sidestepped it with his brother and they went down just the weirdo path. Alicia figured he was tricking them, but it was real weird because it's like, oh, I know this. We can't trust his brother. And it's like, well, you already are trusting him. You're not even out of the community yet. If you weren't going to trust him, why would you go that way? Why wouldn't you go like, oh, let's go this way? And I just kind of feel like that they set up the location poorly because who's where and how and when and then they do the embalming stuff. Even leaving Alicia behind was a bit of a head tilt because I'm thinking, and I put it in the title so I didn't forget, this pisses me off in movies and TV shows so much where it's like, you're telling me that character couldn't walk 5 feet. She lights a match and they make it all cinematic. And I get it, it's a visual medium, so we see it all light up. But because the budget is probably dog shit at this point, we don't see anything outside of that. We just see like some fluid on the ground and she lights a match and that's it, And then, so you're thinking something cool is going to pow, but nothing. And then they just show Alicia is not only separated but caught. And then back at her camp, they're all like, oh, well, did Alicia get out? Well, we don't know. Let's just go home anyway, because if she did get out, well, she would be, where we know where she is. Wherever we left, like whatever entrance they left from. And just the simple fact that she couldn't light the match, throw it down, and get out, it's just really dumb. She couldn't walk 5 feet. And my whole thing isn't like, that it happened that way. My whole thing is that they chose to write it in a lazy way. It's just like, and what did you do? Did you go into a different room? Did the fire like stop your exit of that room? In what way? How? I don't know. How did you not burn up? I'm at an absolute loss there. I know there was some other things that took me out of the moment from an episode that I didn't hate. I didn't think it was absolutely terrible. I thought the visual with the zombie was probably my favorite part. Like this shit was fire. I love that. Him shooting his brother was a little bit weird. You think it would benefit him to have a zombie going around. I get it, it's your brother. You don't want to walk around as a zombie, but listen, man, tough shit. Anyhow, so, or at least stab him in the head. So, that visual, though, I could picture this. If this was still popular and they were making collector's sets of the Blu-rays, this probably would be one. They had one similar. It was the the Tree Walker from, like, Season 4. Excuse me. Anyhow, so he snatches her up. Okay, the embalming. This is another issue where it's like I don't know. I get like I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, their mouths are, I don't know. Their mouths are sewn shut, right? Their arms are chained up. And you would imagine, why do you even need to look even scared? I mean, there's almost zero chance of them biting you. Just get on your hands and knees if you gotta and walk. I almost kind of feel like maybe, well, I guess you have to sew them shut when you embalm them. Aren't they filled with fluid? So you gotta kind of like, seal them shut so that way it don't leak out. I guess that's the point, but I don't know. Something was just a bit off about it. And for a minute there with the CRM person, I was like, oh, that would be tight, but I think that would be kind of a waste. So yeah, they get out and we see her meet the old guy. She fights with this guy. It was cool. I did like the fight because Alicia I like when they have characters that actually get their ass whooped, and then they recover, win, or yada yada yada. I hate when you see a character, especially one that's smaller in size. Like Alicia's tiny compared to the dude. She's gonna get knocked around. She can win, fine, but it's got to look like she earned it, and she's going to get knocked around and beat up some. The whole weirdness with the community. I know there's 2 or 3 things that I'm forgetting where it was like, that really took me out of the moment, but still, it is what it is. You guys let me know what you think about it. I'll pop up the comments on the screen in a second, and I'll pop up the poll. So I'm just going to go with a whatevs, meh, okay, I think. It's tricky. I dislike it in the fact that I didn't like last week at all, not even a tiny bit. And now we have another episode that I didn't like. Again, I don't hate it. I just felt kind of like, I guess I'm gonna go with a meh. For me, it was just like a meh. I think that's where I'm gonna stay at. Let me look at this, though. AP said, I love you, miss you, glad you're streaming. Had a rough day today at work. Well, thank you very much for the donation. Sorry to hear you had a rough day at work. I'm going to vote now. You guys, does your brain function if you're embalmed? I have no idea. I don't know how that works at all. With zombies, you know what I mean? Obviously, if you're alive, you're not functioning because you're not alive. Whatever. Anyhow. Okay, so the majority of people like this and then loved it. I guess I really shouldn't find that surprising because most people that aren't into Fear the Walking Dead at this point have bounced. So it's going to take a lot for people to not like the episode. And we've already, I guess we've already done this with other shows, Walking Dead shows. So I guess since you've already watched the same story play out and you didn't hate it then, I guess I could see that, I could see that. But I think I am a little bit taken back. I figured we would get more. I thought My Man and Okay was a little too nice, I thought we would get a lot more. I didn't like it. I hated it. Ronnie, you're crazy. It was terrible. I don't know. I guess it's just the repetition is driving me nuts. But keep in mind, I do break down episodes and story. So if you're just watching, maybe you don't even rewatch episodes much. I can see how you easily don't even notice that it's retreading just the same story. And I'm not talking like surviving a zombie apocalypse. I'm talking literally the same specifics within the storyline. What else we got? Let me pop this up. Spawn, get out of the way, yo. What do we got? Q&A, do you think Alicia deserves to cross over to the Rick movies? No, I don't. She has token on radiation walkers, taxidermy walkers, big ass groups all by herself. Oh, taken on. She needs to team up with Michonne and Morgan. In my opinion, I don't. Just because I don't want to bridge those gaps. Just leave them separate. You think if they're planning on setting off a nuclear bomb? Well, that would be a little bit nuts if they have nuclear bombs. Like, that's a whole... I don't know if I'd be able to buy that. writing wise. But that's you brought up another thing that made me scratch my head, where they were like, oh, we're killing people because we need everyone to die on top of the earth. Well, what about, I don't know, what about the next town over? What about 5 hours away? Because you said everyone. What about the next county? Or, I don't know, state? How about on the opposite coast? To be fair, they said literally everyone. Everyone above the earth must die. That's why they're killing people. At least that's word for word what they said within the episode. And it made me kind of go like, ooh, everyone? Or do you just mean like everyone in this area? I could buy everyone in that vicinity because you don't want anyone messing up with what you got going on. I could buy that. But it's a bit much, everyone in the world. Maybe they do have a nuke. Nuke it from orbit, bitches. Alicia's just a bad bitch. And that's on, period. Anyway. Hey, Ronnie, how's your night going? Also, you plan on playing Resident Evil this Friday or wait a few days? That's a bit rough. On some real shit, I honestly thought it would be easier to get a PS5. I haven't looked into it, but I hear everywhere it's a pain in the ass still, which is a little bit odd. So I'm a little bit hesitant. I guess as of right now, I might as well get it on PS4, and who knows, I might love it enough to replay it on PS5. But I was kind of hoping to just move forward and play the games once, because I'm so busy, I don't have time to just like get a game on PS4 and then play it on PS5. I'd rather just wait. But if I'm streaming it, obviously you guys don't want me to wait till Christmas. You know what I mean? Because that's likely end of the year, maybe even next year. So I don't know yet. I'm a C. I would like to, but this week is kind of insane. We'll see. Maybe this weekend will be a little better, and I might know by then. It's all right. But I still feel like we'll be streaming on Ronnie Hayes, though. I know it's kind of like horror related and zombie related. I always stream the zombie video games on this channel, but that one it's Resident Evil, zombie based, but it's like werewolves and vampires and shit. There may be a random zombie in there somewhere. You never know, but it's almost 98% chance gonna be on the Ronnie Hayes if we do stream it. It's funny to watch these reviews when I haven't watched the episode. Yikes. Well, not really missing much, to be honest. Even when the season, like this season, did really, really good. If someone said, hey, should I watch it? I'd probably say it's not worth your time, because the episodes that came before it, a lot of them were really, really not good. So it's like, what's the point, That's just how I view it. When you have absolutely nothing going on and you're starved for zombie content, then binge Fear the Walking Dead, in my opinion. I feel like it's a mirror of The Walking Dead, with Morgan being Rick going from normal villains to cult weirdo villains, Megan's to Whispers, I think you mean Negan's, kind of, and Morgan having the same rules as Rick. Yeah, well, a mirror... That's a nice way to say repetitive. I mean, when you have a mirrored storyline, it works in a way where you have a punch to it. Like, oh, that mirrored like Ellie and Abby's story from The Last of Us. It's supposed to mirror it in a way that has a punch to it. That's probably a bad example, because I think that falls apart in a number of different ways. But if it's not a mirror for a specific punch within the story, I think it's just repetitive, What subtle things does Lenny James do on screen that makes him a great actor? I don't think that's something that you would sit down and say off the top of your head. Here is, you put it in words, so to speak. Because he's not acting out the lines and reading the lines and saying the lines. He's living the lines. It is in the twitches and the mannerisms, and it is the lines are delivered how a person. Everything's not fluid. People might when they're thinking, you got something going on. I picked out a real good example one time. I'm trying to remember it. I think it was, I always talk about this. Lenny James does this a lot, right? This type of being in the moment and not just reading your lines. When Negan showed up on the main show, and it's season 7, episode 1, and Negan can't remember what Daryl's name is, that scene, if you're an actor, is a perfect scene to kind of get an idea of what it is, to be in the moment with it, because he's sitting there and he's tapping the bat on the ground and he's just really antagonizing Rick. But then something stops him and he's got his focus on Rick and he's tapping his bat and you can see it slowly coming up like, oh shit, I don't remember his name. And then his focus kind of drifts now because it breaks that. He was zoned in on Rick. It breaks his focus. He's like, shit, what's his name again? And he looks to Simon. And the actor playing Simon, he did a great job picking up with that same flow. Because he's looking off like he's heard this speech before. He's zoning out. He's zoning out. He's daydreaming. And he kind of gets caught daydreaming. And you even see him do a little, he stops a moment, breaks out of his daydream. He thinks, and he looks over and he's like, oh, Daryl. It's Daryl. It's those little ticks. It's because in life when people speak and when you act as a human, you have these little ticks, little ways where you wrinkle your face or you react. It's not just like, oh, you're mad, so it's like, oh, I'm yada, yada, yada. There's little winces in your expression when the character, himself, he might be relaying something emotional. And the reality of what he's saying hits them, like maybe a certain loss or something, and you can see the character have like an emotional wince. And it's not written in the script, it's just how actors do it. I think that's a part of being, living out the moment and not just reading your lines, so to speak. I hope that helped answer your question. That's a hard answer to put in the fucking words, though. Maybe if I was able to show clips and say, hey, here you go. Let's all be happy that they killed off Derek, Wes's brother, and didn't have another shitty character join the group. Well, that's a plus side. Alicia would be just 30 to 45 minutes of wasted screen time. Do you think they have different communities under the control to spread their influence and kill everyone? No, I don't think it's set up like that. I didn't get that vibe. It's not hard if you follow the right people on Twitter. That's how I got mine. They update every time, anywhere. Gets it in stock. Oh, all right. I didn't know they were doing that. Little bit in stock here and there. I figured it would be like, all right, we got a big wave now, and then slowly, because scalpers can only handle so much, I thought the big waves would come. I should have really thought about that because with how everything's going and computer chips and everything being backed up and what's going on with the economy and the future, the future outlook and how grim the economy looks in the future, it probably makes sense that they're going to continue to have issues stocking it for maybe even another year. Don't nuclear reactors eventually go off after an extended period of time with nobody maintaining them? I'm pretty sure I heard a scientist of the Discovery Channel say so. I think the old ones do. Now when they're not maintained, or at least from what I remember, I did research on it. Nuclear reactors for my comic Doomsday Kingdom to see what would happen, and I remember I have a binder with notes for this shit when I can go back and just look at it or Google it, but I think it goes into a safety thing, and I think it can sit there for even a few years. Eventually, I'm pretty sure it may potentially blow up. Again, I'm trying to remember research I did like friggin' 10 years ago or so. But I know one thing that I did read is I think some of the newer ones are installed with a safety thing where it kind of runs on its own and shuts down in some safe way. I don't know. Morgan has the launch keys to the nuke or bomb from the submarine. He got them when fighting the two guys. Oh, that's what you mean. I didn't know this group was the same as the submarine people. So I guess maybe... I was still waiting on a connection there, but I guess if, yeah, I mean, they go up top to do scavenging runs, so it makes sense with only a few episodes left that they would be connected to the submarine. Now, that could be something. Have you heard George Romero's wife is going to produce and find the right director to make a sequel to Romero's Dead franchise called Twilight of the Dead? Yes, I did hear of that. At first, I thought, oof, is this a good idea? Because his last few were real bad. I mean, they were really, really bad. Too much CGI. The characters were terrible. The story was weak. They were terrible. Then I remembered in Dawn of the Dead, they get pies, like, pies, like desserts, and they start smacking the zombies in the face. It's a scene that I absolutely hate because it takes the zombies and it turns them into some kind of silly, goofy type of thing. And his wife, if you watch the behind the scenes, his wife was like, no, don't do that. Well, he did it anyway. And I think she was right, and he was so very wrong. I think the pie in the face of the zombies in Dawn of the Dead is probably one of the worst scenes to ever put in, especially when you're trying to maintain this, dangerous, vibe to living that way. I'm hoping for the best. Twilight of the Dead is supposed to take place after Land of the Dead. Yeah, I'm hoping for the best, but you never know with modern day zombie stuff. A lot of times they're just not confident in telling a nice, tight, scary zombie story with the some of the nostalgic vibe of the past of when the zombie genre was fire. It feels like they come in and say, oh, what kind of shit can we just add or change or tweak because, I don't know, we need something new and different, That's what I'm afraid they're going to do. And by new and different, I don't mean like doing new storylines. I mean like adding mutated zombies, or something like that. I know George wanted to do that from the gate where they can relearn stuff, but I always strongly disagreed with George Romero's wanting of going from human, which is, it's not interesting, into the undead, which was very interesting, and then the undead gaining traits of the humans, which were not interesting. So you go from human, bleh, zombie, all right, and then it's like, okay, but the zombie's now more like a human. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? That's like saying, guys, I got this vampire story. Vampires, right? I mean, vampire fans out there, get ready, because these vampires have grown and evolved to where they don't drink blood. No, they drink Kool-Aid. It's frightening and it's fun, and it's coming out soon. Trust me. Vampires drinking Kool-Aid. Fuck blood. Why would you want that? No, I want my zombies to be like a zombie. Anyhow, Twilight, I already read that. I like this episode a lot. The actors continue to give solid performances, and story have / tension to keep you engaged. I wasn't pulled out of any acting, so I can say sure the acting was, even if it wasn't pro level all throughout, it definitely wasn't below the mark where it pulled me out. So the acting is on point for this episode, sure. Oh, I meant to tell you that I got the comic like 4 days after I put in the order. It got here super fast. Well, thank you very much, Justin, for letting us know. Yes, if I know I made I really get I lose sleep over not shipping out an order fast enough, or because like I said, there was an order last week. There was a mix-up where I got a notification that someone refunded an order. Well, here the person double ordered, and so there's 2 orders that need to go out like 5 days ago. In my eyes, I'm late on the ball a few days, so I'm like, as soon as Monday morning rolls around, I'm dropping them off. Bang. When I'm taking my daughter to school, I'm going to drop them off, get them on their way. I'll send some accounts to your Twitter tomorrow if it comes out in small batches from different sites / Target, Best Buy. Yeah, let me know. Maybe I can throw that on the credit card and we'll be all set for PS5 for the Resident Evil. If not, I'll just say I'll get it when I get it. And because if I go ahead and get Resident Evil on the PS4, I'm in no rush to get a PS5. I'm just not in a rush because the library's just not there. I want First off, I want Ghost of Tsushima, remastered on the PS5. I want Days Gone remastered on PS5. And no, that's just PS5. But I think I'm going to play Days Gone on the PC, so I don't even need it on the PS5. Morgan may now be of interest to the CRM because of the key to the sub. Could that be how Morgan learns about Rick and vice versa? I wouldn't imagine that they're trying to bridge that gap. Because if Rick only has one movie, then, all right, it makes it a little bit easier. But if he really is doing a set of movies, there's no way they're going to bridge that gap. Unless they can, behind the scenes, lock down for sure that Lenny James is going to be doing something in the meantime, and it's going to be a definite type of way to build towards that story. How long do you guess this Mole People story arc will last? Rest of this season? Hope not longer. Most likely the rest of this season. I can't really see it lasting into the next one. I don't know if there's a reason for that. I enjoy, again, we don't know much. They kind of teased us. We still don't know anything about the people and what they're doing. I enjoyed the Alicia fight, especially not seeing her overpower a larger man, but still eventually winning. I thought that fight was a lot better than the Rosita one. And again, that was Rosita. She's a skinny little girl to begin with. She's on her back, and she takes a guy who's like 6'2", I think. I looked him up. 6'2", dude's jacked, and she, with one hand, threw him off her. A guy couldn't do that, with two hands, let alone one. So it was much better than that fight scene. Anyhow, besides the laughable writing of Alicia staying behind, that was laughable. And Wes's brother only being a one-episode character, that was also a little bit of a... I gotta say, I did like the episode. It was decently interesting. Put Adam Sandler in that vampire movie and you'll never have to work another day in your life. Sure, he's in it. Done. Are you going to watch Child's Play TV series? Oh, absolutely. I don't have any. I'm skeptical when it comes to anything that's coming out nowadays. I want it to be good, but I don't know. Robert said Terry survived Friday Part 2. Do you mean you want her to survive, or in the novel she survived? I mean, she had a bloody wound on her head, don't forget. So if you're going to try to say she survives, she had to have gotten... she could simply have just gotten knocked upside the head, maybe Jason just failed. But I don't know what the point of that would be. Because in Part 2, she's viewed as dead no matter what, When we rate Part 3 and Part 4 and we get additional information throughout those movies, we will adjust for those movies, though, when it comes to the score. I like the actor from Terminator. What'd you think of him in the episode? Oh, he's fine. He can handle a role. He's definitely a good actor. I just saw him in Hunter x Hunter. That movie had some cool shit in it and then some iffy shit. Real cool gore at the end, though. I won't spoil anything, but they had some real nice gore at the very end. Wes ran into the brother in this episode. My question for you, do you have any siblings? Yeah, I got a brother. Do you think Kirkman dropped the ball in rushing to an ending for the comic? Yeah, big time. It was bizarre. Seemed like a cop-out to me. Yeah, it's tricky, though, because when you have as much money as what you made off of The Walking Dead and you're as established as you are, what do you do from that point on? I kind of feel like Kirkman... there's no way, put it this way, there's no way I'm gonna believe that he legitimately was like, you know what, this is where the story needs to come to a conclusion, just because of how jarring and crazy it came to an end. And I think I also have like a different view of what's fun and interesting, because I know he keeps bringing up things like it's so fun when you get suddenly surprised, but he's always talking about positive surprises, and I do agree with him. That's always fun and exciting, where it's like, oh shit, I didn't know there was let's say you go to the comic shop. I didn't know there was a Walking Dead comic today. That's what they did, a surprise issue, and bam, no promotion or a new story or a new something. You get that new positive bit of something new that you weren't expecting. Yes, that's fun and that's awesome. But when it's a negative thing, when it's like, oh, this thing that you love, tremendously in your eyes, you're certain it's going to continue for at least another 3, 4, 5 years because they already said it's going to go, maybe 300 issues, and you're only at barely at 200. Oh, by the way, it's going to end it in a month. That's a negative surprise. So, I disagree with him when it comes to stuff like that. But when it comes to the story and how it unfolded, it's way too jarring for me to believe that he just said, yeah, you know what, this is the time. I haven't missed an episode of The Walking Dead when it first airs since season 3, but this year with 6 episodes, I put them off. It's just missing what it used to be. Yeah, I feel that. So far, I don't see this group as being one Virginia would be that scared of. Yeah, they really didn't highlight that because I'm not seeing anything. When you're trapped down in a bunker with these crazies, yeah, it's like, oh shit, But when you're up there and you have your army and you have multiple different locations for your communities, I don't see it. They just posted an image from 612 and they're doing an Old Man Morgan. Shake my head, another copy. Where's that at? I'll show the stream since you brought it up. Just posted an image. Yeah, where is the image? Is it Facebook? Oh, I got Facebook. Where am I at? Bam. How do I search, bro? I'm so bad at Facebook. Oh, it's up top. Why would it be up there? Walking Dead. Is it Fear the Walking Dead? Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead. Let me look. I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything here. You're going to have to let me know where you got that at. Maybe it's The Walking Dead. Because there's different. The Walking Dead, is that it? Yeah, I don't see anything there either. What is that? Princesses in a video game. I don't know why they're trying to push Princess. Maybe it's because of the show, but it looked like Princess from the comic. I don't understand why you would be pushing Princess. Princess came into the comic, and they said, oh, keep an eye on her. We're going to do fun stuff with her. And then the comic ended. It's like, what? I'm not sure. I can't find it. I'll wait and see what you guys say. Terry did. You see her in Jason's shack. Look real close. Her face moves. You can see on Friday, part 3 at the beginning. I will look, but her face moving isn't going to affect me any because a lot of the actors that played dead in Friday, you can literally go back and watch a number of them. Their eyes twitch. That's because the fake blood burned. Whatever they were using for the fake blood, I know if you go back and look at the guy, what was his name? Ned? He gets, no, it's not Ned. It's Allison. What's his name? He's got his throat slit and he's, posted up with arrows on the door. His eyes like twitching the entire time. There's at least 5 of them right off the top of my head that twitch their eyes. For me, for you, you could say like, oh, that's how I want it. That's fine. But for me, no, they're dead. Kirkman's Invincible show is a much watch on Amazon. I'm a little disappointed, man. I thought that was going to be a live action. I don't know where the hell I got that idea from, but yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. Wow, that's badass. I might check it out. I'm just not real interested in animated stuff, like the animated type of shows. That is badass. This dude repainted this Spawn figure. You guys probably don't care, but it's pretty friggin' badass. I'll show it just in case there's anyone that was actually curious. I guess he took the wings from the Winged Joker. He did like gold type of, whatchamacallit. I got some painting projects that I got to put on hold just because I got some other work I want to get done, and then I'll get back to it. I'm going to be repainting a Bane and remolding and painting a Doomsday guy. Like Doomsday from, what is this? Whatchamacallit? From Superman and Doomsday, not just like Doomsday. Someone made a Terrifier pop. Custom art to clown pop. Made by Damian Leone himself. Isn't that the guy who made it? I guess that's the guy who made Terrifier. That's pretty friggin' awesome, though. Made by the guy doing the show. I mean, that would be fantastic. Imagine buying like a special, like, Walking Dead pop made by Robert Kirkman, like actually made by him. I give him props. That's a really interesting way to, do a little promo for Terrifier. Finally got the movie accurate coffin. Thanks. All right, I don't know where the hell this is at. I'm trying to find the old man Morgan. Could you use him as Walker Napalm? The way the comics ended, I feel like they skipped a lot, like the Walkers apparently dying out. How does that even work when people still continue to die? I'm not sure. I mean, I could guess what they would do, but as far as the story telling us, I don't know. Do you prefer The Walking Dead season 9 or Fear season 6? I'm have to pick 9 just because I don't care. Here's the problem. As much as I'm sitting down and enjoying a single episode of Fear, I don't care about anything for a few seasons that happened to these characters before. Again, because I think it was just bad story writing, man. Bad, repetitive, not interesting, weak. So, like, I don't know. I find myself watching it in little bits, and even when I really dig an episode, like I thought the premiere was real strong. When I go back and when I'm done and thinking about it, it just doesn't matter because you can't. I don't know. There's everything before it is junk, and even if everything that comes after it is amazing, I guess maybe you can look at it from its own thing at 6. But I don't know. And why is that too? Because I'm not sure why I feel that way, but because I could just pretend like it starts from 6, and then, but just knowing that there's this whole chunk in front of it, and it's like, blah. Have you ever played Final Fantasy games? If so, what's your favorite? I played them when I was a kid. Why are they calling the walkers posters compost? Maybe, but I had to laugh because that girl was like, okay, we're going to circle back around to that. And I'm like, just don't even call them something, And I encourage zombie stories to not use the word zombie because it's too silly in our modern culture. It's just too silly. It's too ingrained in the culture. So, with that being said, I think there's a limit. Just have them call them the dead. We don't need every group to have a nickname. Just call them the dead, because posters, and then, oh, that's what you call them. Every time we hear a new word, the characters have to, poster, oh, that's what you call them. It's like, just shut up. You know what they're talking about. And then having her go like, oh, we'll come back to that. Don't. just don't. Can't believe it's been 12 years since the last Friday the 13th film came out. I hope they end that lawsuit. Yeah, same, bro. Same. I agree the Rosita fight was unbelievable. They turned her into a superhero, completely pulled me out of the immersion. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Already did that one. The way the comics ended, I feel like... All right, I'm back, caught up. I'm going to skim through these to see if you guys talked about where that picture was. Is there a zombie movie that you find overrated? You're not going to like my answer. I find Shaun... Oh, shit, you are going to like my answer. Yeah, I think Shaun of the Dead is one of the most overrated zombies. But again, I'm not big on comedy with zombie stuff, And I think it's because, like, when you get a new zombie story and it's like, and it has the potential to be really good, I kind of feel like, oh, you're wasting my time with a comedy one. I want it to be serious, you know? So I've learned to appreciate Shaun of the Dead, and I actually now, I do really enjoy it. When I first watched it, I was like, what is this shit, you know? But I did rewatch it with a new eye. I still find it a bit overrated, though. But when I do a flaw and all review for it, maybe I'll really dig deep and see why people love it so much, and maybe I'll grow another level of appreciation for it. I think it's insane for Fear was filmed during the pandemic, and The Walking Dead was too. Fear had way more action and characters in every episode compared. Yeah. Is it true about the show ending next season? The main show, yes, season 11 is it. Done. Did you see Terry make a frown in the shack? I'm done talking about Terry, I think. I just don't know what your point is. Like, do you want her to be alive for you? Or do you want me to want her to be alive? I think I'm missing the context here. Sorry I'm like 5 minutes behind, but I was so excited when I got it. I finished it and sitting. I can't wait for the rest. Oh, I'm glad you're real happy. We have something coming real soon. I just saw some more images. Actually, the artist, James Milne, was, I guess we can talk about it, because there's no way we can do behind-the-scenes stuff and keep it a secret, but the artist was doing a stream showing off some video game stuff, because me and the artist are going to be attempting our best to the best of our ability to develop a video game for Doomsday Kingdom. Now keep in mind, it is going to be independent. We are going to crowdfund. We're going to build a demo, and we are going to crowdfund for it's not anytime soon, so you don't have to worry about it. But imagine third point of view, and if you're not familiar with any words I'm saying, picture like The Last of Us, like where you see the character. Days Gone, The Last of Us. What else was like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption? Third person is where you can see the full character. It's not first person where you just see the game, you know. Third person, there's going to be scavenging, fighting combat, nothing too insane. I think pretty much standard. We do have something there that relates to the story that I think is an absolute win. However, I'm at a crossroads. Because initially, I was convinced on doing the Doomsday Cowboy as the lead for the video game. But more and more, I'm thinking maybe the video game should be the writer in present day. Because if you haven't read the comic, you open it up and you're with the writer in present day. I'll show you this one cool image of the writer in present day here. Bam. Going up to a feeding post. He puts the prisoner on the feeding post, and then he walks away. But shit pops off. The writer gets captured, and we flash back to the outbreak day. So we go from present day, 10, 15, 20 years into the apocalypse, and the story in issue 2 kicks off with outbreak day. Here's the Doomsday Cowboy, actually. A little sneak peek in there. So you got Fireworks. I still love that title. It's called Fireworks and Fevers. Fevers and Fireworks, maybe. Anyway, I always change them around often to see which sounds better. And then from that point on, we follow a character in the past. And then when you get to the end of the first volume, a character... I still think that's so badass. Because again, he's on the feeding post in the beginning, and then when you get to the end of the volume, I won't spoil that last page because it's fire. But the preview for issue 6 is going back to that point in time with the present day, let's call it. And then we have a new rider. We got the white rider in issue 1, and we got the black rider in issue 6. Which has different type of armor. It's fire, man. That shit is so fire. That original artwork, too, is I want to get a poster of that made. Anyhow, I'm going to show that off, too. Because we gave everyone a million chances to get the story. We have to show off some stuff. I want to show this off. Come on. Every time I touch this, it should be locked. Lock that. Okay, there we go. And then, you bitch. What are you doing? Did I lock the wrong one? Oh, I am dumb. I am actually dumb. There we go. It's going to be blurry. I think that's because of the resolution. Anyhow, but like I said, I was considering just making the story follow a current day. So you would have potentially both riders, Black and White Rider, in current day. And maybe we'd have a scene where they fight. Who knows? But yeah, he shows up. He is badass. He got a glare there. Yeah. This whole piece of art. Look at that. Just fire. Yeah. You got another character here, the Crow. A little sneak peek of the Crow. Where's she at? She's over there. Yeah. I love that fucking picture, though. And here's the cover for issue 6. This will be releasing, if we have it our way, this is going to be releasing in this month, actually, which is issue 6. Anyhow, that's enough of Doomsday Kingdom. But one thing I was thinking of, having it in present day with the Rider compared to a whole new character. I don't know if fans would be too. I'm saying don't spoil it. We have to show something at this point in time. It's kind of like when a movie is out, the trailer shows as little as possible, or at least it's supposed to. But then when you do the trailer for the Blu-ray, they show a lot more. And then even more, and then even more. And that's because if I sit here 700 times and say, hey, check it out, we're going to do a live stream soon where we cover the whole volume. We show all the images. We talk about all the story. I've been putting it off because people were ordering the book, and I thought, well, I want them to join the conversation. So I keep pushing it back, but I can't push it back anymore. We got to just do it, So somebody the other day told me, too. They said, Ronnie, stop being so afraid to spoil it. If we wanted to read it, we would have got the book already, or we just won't look when you show us, like, the epic little blum. I think that shit is fire, though. I love the way, I think because I know a little bit coming ahead how that comes back around, or how it connects, I should say. Anyhow. Do you have any interest in seeing the new Saw movie? Sure, I'm interested, just not overly interested. You have The Walking Dead No Man's Land. I don't have any mobile games on my phone at the moment. Search up Fear on YouTube. I don't have to watch. It shows a picture of Old Morgan, latest vid. All right, Fear on YouTube. Come here, YouTube, Fear, The Walking Dead. Bam. Oh, come on, don't do that. Why does it do that? Lately, when anyone goes live on YouTube, it does a really pixelated. Oh my god! I am gonna show that. Come on, Walking Dead, what are you doing?
Usually, I try to keep people out of.
I was just giving her the walk around.
What are you doing? This is silly as fuck, man. You know what? Every goodwill I've given Fear of the Walking Dead in season 6. I give up. They are fucking incompetent, and all they do is shit that's already been done. I don't understand, and I'm not taking this anymore from fans who are going to support it. Let's show it off here. They fucking did this in the comic, and they're likely going to do something similar to the show. So we have to watch it again in fear. There's so many new, unique, and different things to do in telling a zombie story, and you just keep telling the same types of story over and over again. The same exact. All right, let's see here. I guess it's going to be like remember when Rick was Old Man Rick? And you know what? I think they do this too. Because Hollywood does this all the time where the corporate Hollywood goes, oh shit, okay, Halloween worked, let's do Friday the 13th. And then someone's like, oh shit, Friday the 13th's doing great, let's do Nightmare on Elm Street, every fucking ending is a dream, some shit like that. Just as a ridiculous example. But same thing here with, or you'll see trends in Hollywood, like getting the original people and redoing it, like the way Hollywood with Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, Batman with Michael Keaton. I mean, they're going to continue to do it because certain ones did well. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So The Walking Dead's doing it now, or they've been doing it, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt they wouldn't do it. Where they were, you remember where people exploded about Old Man Rick? There was theories. I know my video hit like 500,000 views or some shit like that. It was crazy. And this is when The Walking Dead was starting to drop in interest, in relevancy. And then this was a spike. Old Man Rick was trending consistently for a little bit. Now they're doing Old Man Morgan. Why? Because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care if this is a new, unique, and fresh story. Because it trended with Rick. So let's do it again. That's so fucking obnoxious.
I was just giving her the walk around.
Look, they're all old.
I was a nurse before. He insisted on the title.
Who's this bitch? Now, I'm assuming this is a dream.
Or any sign of brain injury. What's the last thing you remember? Any sign of brain injury?
You're just retarded. What was that from? Part 2 of... oh, God. She was like... Oh, I forget now. Demented or something.
This is Charlie. They're having a boy.
Oh, that's Charlie. Oh, okay.
They're having a boy.
So does she know she's dreaming?
So did I. Thought they were having a boy. Parents thought they were having a boy. So did I.
What are people saying? Talk about jumping into the future. June is now a doctor, nurse. Charlie is all grown up. There's no way that's a real comment. You have to be just playing around. You have to be. She's present day pregnant. And she's living with future versions of the people she's currently with. What the fuck? This is going to be some shroom tripping episode, isn't it? Everybody aged, but Grace is still pregnant. Wow, Morgan looking like an old man Rick of fear. That's because they're just chasing that trend. And June looking like Carol with the long hair. Trippy. Like Dr. blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute. I just realized Grace is young. You just realized? Are we getting fear version of Rick dreams? Well, yeah. June looking a lot like Carol. You trying to make me cry already? Why does Morgan look like Morgan Freeman? Morgan Freeman. Is there a grown-up Charlie next to June? Yes. Please hope. Alicia Clark. I don't know. Wait, where's Alicia? June Morgan. Oh, that's not really all that. That's not really all that, yo. All right. Last bit of comments here. What do you guys got? I saw something. Are you a fan of Breaking Bad? Is that what you said? Where was it at? Are you a fan of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul? I'm stoked for the final season. I am, but I haven't been watching Better Call Saul. The lawyer shit bores the ever-loving fuck out of me. I'm going to binge the whole season, though. I hear it gets a lot better. Aged Morgan is like a sneak peek for the next Fear episode on YouTube. I gotcha. Have you ever watched Brawl in Cell Block 99? The same guy that directed. I have seen it. Everyone loves it. I thought it was just okay. Did you hear the rumor about Rick Grimes appearing maybe in the final season? Well, people been saying that since it ended. And like I said before, it just feels like you have to do something. So, you never know. Did you paint your Myers mask? No, I didn't paint that one. That was Para Immortal on Instagram. John got masks and I reviewed them and oh wait, it's not even there anymore. I forgot I put it over there with my figures. Wait till you see that shit. To change the background for the Flaw in All reviews, I put literally everything in the one corner of the room. Statues, figures, like everything. So this half of the room looks ridiculous. I mean, absolutely insane. I don't even know if you guys can see it on this because the camera quality sucks, but just ridiculous. Yeah. And then the cat, my daughter's cat came in and fucked shit up, bro. Let me tell you, it was bad. I cried. I wouldn't be surprised if Fear copies the statue scene. Oh, it probably will. Is that Morgan Freeman? Yeah, Morgan Freeman. I don't know how to do that voice. I wish I did, though. Morgan Freeman. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, but that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if... Have you ever watched The 100? Yes. Good-ass survival show. First couple episodes are okay, acted, but actors pick themselves up tremendously. I watched, I think, 2 full seasons. I hear it changes, and it has that kind of polish that you can tell it's gonna... Because it got the polish and the mystery, and you can tell it's gonna be on for a while. I couldn't get around because there's a trick in TV writing where you put someone's life, like, they're dead. Like, they're going to die. No matter what happens, they're going to die. They're going to get hurt, injured, they're stabbed. There's a ship and it's going to crash. And there's nothing they can do about it. But in the next episode, in 2-3 episodes, that person, like, survives in some miraculous way. That happens every 5 minutes on The 100. And I'm glad you love it, but there's no way to deny it. Every 5 minutes, somebody is, like, mortally wounded, and they're healed, and no one dies for, like, a season and a half. And then someone actually did die in season 2, and I was like, oh shit, I thought they were going to pull the bullshit card. I stopped at a season 2 when it ended, when she walked into the woods, just because the ending rubbed me the wrong way, and no one dies. I felt like the tension just really leaves. But I hear it gets a lot better, and people do end up starting to die afterwards. It's not a dream, it's a death kill. And hopefully the baby, you're sick. Let's hope so, though. Actually, I don't think we gain anything by having her killed off. I'm not really sure why you have... well, I guess it doesn't matter. Because you have someone who gave birth in the beginning. They'll probably bookend that with Grace giving birth at the end. You know, the guy didn't survive in the beginning. Maybe Morgan does. I don't know. Because, again, it looks like they're setting this up to bookend it. In the very beginning, you had this location, a guy with his pregnant wife. The guy ends up dying. It's just a pregnant wife. Morgan transforms and, you know, carries on the guy's legacy. So to end it, you would have Grace, you know, have the baby, and then Morgan not die. I don't know. Have you ever played the Walking Dead mobile game, No Man's Land? It's pretty good in my opinion. I don't remember. I played a few of them. I don't remember. I'm not real big on mobile games, though. I'll be honest. I've only played... The ones I've played, I've only lasted like a month. And then I kind of stopped. Mercer has been cast for Fear. For Fear? Yeah. Ronnie, we're all going to die. Everyone's immortal. Yeah. And I rubbed one out to the finale, coincidentally. Nice. The 100 is over. Yeah, it's been a while now, right? Grace should take... I mean, since the 100 started. Should take Laurie's death from the comics. Maybe she should. I see that timer, though. Let's check the poll. I do have to roll out. Like I said, this week, stay tuned for part 3 we're on of Friday the 13th, Flaw in All Reviews. Friggin' love doing those styles. Really excited by the support I'm getting for part 2. Everyone's saying it's fantastic. Even if you're just a little bit curious, check it out, because the view helps. Everything and anything helps, especially since they are copyright claimed. So when you get ads, I don't make any of the money. I'm hoping we could do something in the future to kind of offset that. So I don't know. You guys let me know. Maybe some gaming streams here and there. Let me know what you think. I know people were asking for a stream when I'm in the middle of editing. I may pop one on when I may, rub one out when I am in the middle of edit. Wait, no, I said that wrong. I may pop a stream on when I am in the middle of rubbing one out. No, when I'm in the middle of editing Friday the 13th, part 3. When the audio's done and I'm just doing the visuals, popping them in. It's hard for me to do a stream and do the audios at the same time. Anyway, watch part 2 and leave your flaws and alls for part 3. Because once I get enough interaction, I'm going to start pulling them and using them for videos. Maybe I should try to just leave any comment, and I'll try to pull it and incorporate it into the video, and hopefully it'll catch on. All right. Refresh these results. We have 50% like it. They are old man happy. I think I was supposed to say happy old man. That's the guy at the ending. So 50% like it. We don't have a lot of votes, though. We usually break 100, but we have 27% that love it. So that's a 70%, almost 80% positive rating. I'm actually kind of shocked. And then we've got 13% that's whatevs. Meh. We've got only 4%, closer to 5, that said this episode was just a walker tree. And then we have another 5% that said they were like, "Dear God, embalm me and put me out of my misery. This sucked." I could see that, because I don't think it was bad enough to get a hate. I could have sworn we would get a little more, like it would go like this. Like, meh, love and dislike, but kind of close, and then hate. But whatever. You guys, your expectations are too low. That's all I gotta say. I'm right and you're wrong. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Why is there a dildo back there on that table? Why is there a face on the end of it? Does anyone know what that is? Before I go, one guess. What is that? Who can guess what that is? Why is there a cock on my bookshelf? Imagine if someone just joined the stream and they were like, what? What are you talking about? Sue them for fair use. I am going to actually start doing that. I wanted to do a little research and just get my ducks in a row, so that way when I can respond to their copyright claims, I can have the hammer of truth and just, and I will be doing that for sure, because it's old. I'm not showing the whole movie. It's little 1-2 second clips, and it keeps the franchise relevant. When it's relevant, all this stuff helps. When it's relevant, the merchandise sells. When the merchandise sells, you get your royalties. So stop claiming YouTubers. Let them fucking do it, because they're in the grand scheme of things, they're consistently putting money in your pocket. You stupid sons of bitches. Yeah, the show's ending. Oh, I missed. I don't know what I did. I must have scrolled back on the comment, man. The show Vikings is the most realistic show I've ever seen in my life when it comes to killing off characters. That's on my eventually watch list. I have seen some of it. It's good. The Grace character has cancer or some shit from the power plant. What's the point in keeping her alive? Also, it's called a death kill. Pronounced nilio. I've heard of it. I just, for some reason, I'm looking at the words and I'm like, that don't make sense. I don't understand what's going on. Hey, did you ever end up doing that review for the Walking Dead Telltale Games? We did one connected to a 24-hour stream. It's in with that still. I don't think we finished it, though. I think we did like 2 of them. 2 episodes. People like crap. I hope they don't like crap. I'm so sick of YouTube for a bunch of reasons. But we have no other option, really. Yeah, it's true. We don't really have any other option. No one wants to play What Is This? You guys suck. Nick Stahl, play John Connor in Terminator 3. Yes, Robert. We all know, Robert. We're all aware. Oh, we know. Do you think The Walking Dead will get bigger? We'll get a bigger budget for the finale? No. I mean, they're ending it. You're going to watch it no matter what. It's the fucking ending. If they're probably going to strip the budget, No, they got stuff coming after. So I would imagine they, they're going to not rock the boat too much, but I don't think they're going to dump money on them. If they do, I'll be surprised. And if they do, it's probably to prop up what's coming behind it. But in all reality, most of y'all are going to watch it no matter what. And more of y'all, more people that stopped are going to check it out because it's the end. So they're going to take their money and fucking run anyway. When you get Friday the 13th Part 3, I think it was part of the Abe Shack on Friday the 13th Part 2. What is that? A worm from Tremors? Yo, I wish, man. Yo, they make these graboids from like really independent, like people make their own shit, right? But not like on Etsy where you see like a little clay graboid and it's like poorly painted. I'm talking about they look fire. Like a few $100s. You can put it so it's popping out of your desk. This is actually just a dick. Sorry. It looks like a burnt dick. Who's a burnt? It's Freddy Krueger's penis. Oh, it actually is Freddy Krueger's Johnson. Look, it's Freddy Krueger. It's got a face on it. It's a dick with a face on it. Oh boy. This is for background stuff for Flaw and All Review, Nightmare on Elm Street, Flaw and All Review. Normally I wouldn't. This just showed up. Normally I wouldn't really care, but apparently these are getting really hard to come by. I don't know what you people are doing with them, but with the burnt dicks. But it came with that and a little Freddy TV. I glued it to my, not glued it, but I tacked it to my thing. Little trinket that'll be behind me when I'm doing the Nightmare on Elm Street videos. But like I said, for some reason the price is going through the roof. I found it for cheaper than retail, so I was like, yeah, give me that, bro. All right. Last questions from Friday the 13th, Part 3. Oh, no. I don't give a fuck. So the CEO, Mr. Clamp from Gremlins 2, the new batch, John Glover, is surviving the Walker Apocalypse Underground. Hey, Joe Cool, you're right. Yeah, that's the dude from Gremlins. Well, I knew he looked familiar, I couldn't place him at first. I think it's all the hair. Nick Stahl, yeah, he was in Bully. They give no shit. They'll probably lower the budget and make them all clip shows. Yeah. Graboids. I forgot they were called that. Yeah, graboids. Yo, there's a few things that I want from movies. I don't even care. As long as it looks good. Like from Critters, I want one of those little furball with teeth. That'd be fire. I want a graboid from Tremors, something like on the desk, right? That looks fire. What else? Like, there was something else. The troll from A Cat's Eye. So a lot of the stuff I grew up, I want something like where you walk into my office or like the Blu-ray shelf in the living room, have like one little item, like your gremlin here, your graboid there. And Back to the Future stuff, because NECA made that, so you can have Biff and Marty. But like have something, like a monster from every movie that you loved growing up. That's how I envision my living room when I get it. Right now, I don't do any of that because my daughter's cat fucks all my shit up. So everything's in my office. But when the cat has an accident, fights a pillowcase and doesn't win... When that happens, I will be free to put my shit anywhere I want. Is that Johnson's rod? What? Can't even be bothered to end the show on a high note. Yeah, they can't be bothered. Well, if you think about it, if you don't care, right? Because most of these people don't care. The money men don't give a shit. If you don't care and you're going to make mad money anyway... Are you gonna, say, oh, I'll take less money, just make it good? They don't give a fuck. They're gonna get their money and run, man. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. Did you like Freddy vs. Jason? No. What do you use to display the Negan statue? I don't want mine to get dust. You're gonna have to put it in a case. I dust mine. I actually dust it with a makeup brush, like I showed in my review. Outside of that, I'm getting a case eventually, like a Detolf. It's like 3 hours away, the IKEA. Whenever I get around to it, I'm going to go pick a Detolf, and I'll put the stuff I don't want to dust in that. I heard there's going to be a Gremlins 3. What is this? That holding the eyeball on the side road on part 3. That was He's Shack on Friday the 13th, part 2. I don't understand you. What I'm trying to say... All right, what I'm trying to say, that man hold eyeball up on Friday 13, part 3. That was his Chachone, part 2? I don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth that I'm reading off the screen. And then you repeated it down here. I don't know what you're saying. That holding the eyeball on the side of the road on part 3, that was his Shack on Friday the 13th, part 2. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever watched Prison Break? Yeah. When Juliet was like 2. I loved it, that show. Loved it. Have you ever seen clips of Tom Savini when he appeared on The Late Show? I don't think so. He shows stuff from Day of the Dead, Friday the 13th, and other films. Yeah, that's actually because my old office, when Juliet was like 1, used to be bare. It was empty. It was just a green room because I had a green office. That was it. It was just, that's it. I painted it green, just because that was my favorite color. Anyhow, I didn't even paint it green to do filming because I wasn't even doing YouTube. But I was doing writing and shit like that. But and then even after I started doing some YouTube, I never had like anything in my office. Never had anything hanging on my walls. Well, once I started getting stuff, it reminded me of when I would watch the DVDs, and the special features had the special effects guys, and they had the models all around them. Just a room loaded with little miniatures and little toys and little stuff from the movie, props and all that shit. And I used to just think like, man, that's fucking awesome. And then, like I said, I started collecting stuff in, and that's how I see it. Get something that represents something like an alien from Aliens. You got a little alien drool in here. I had Spawn when I'm working, but I changed it out recently. I put an alien here now. So every now and then I change something. I'll take a Predator. I'll put a Predator here. So I always have something from movies. I don't know. Once I started doing it, I fucking love it. I can sit down and I'm relaxed in this room. It's my office, but it's also a room where I'm relaxed. It's just the creative vibe is just all over. Did you notice the last walker in that room? She was wearing the same suit as Isabel. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Would a live action Invincible be similar to The Boys on Amazon? Possibly, but bloodier. Have you seen the... Alright, I really do have to go, though. It was... What the fuck are you smoking, eyeball guy? I don't know. Maybe he's doing the word to talk type thing. I gotta roll. Be safe. Don't forget, Friday the 13th, part 3, later on this week, by Doomsday Kingdom. It's still on Indiegogo. We haven't had a single complaint. You get a high-quality 128-page graphic novel with zombies, a solid story, and it's continued coming up. So if you read it and you really like it, this month we're going to be announcing the sale of issue 6. And I'm thinking, hold on, I'm looking out for you guys. I'm thinking we may just do a bundle for physical of 5 and 6. This way it saves everyone on shipping. Because if I start shipping, let's say I'm shipping 5 now, right? Hey, tomorrow we can buy 5. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by and we're shipping issue 6. I just kind of feel like let's do it in a bundle. We're so close. I got a few things I need to talk to James about. We're so close. Let's do a issue 5 and 6 bundle at the same time. Just get it out there, Anyway, we'll see about that though. Be safe, and I'll see you guys here next Sunday. If not, Resident Evil's coming out this Friday. Look for a community post, or my Discord links are down below. I'll let you guys know if I'm doing any I'm looking over here because the camera used to be over there. I'll let you guys know if I'm doing any streams of Resident Evil on the Ronnie Hayes channel, not this channel. Have a good night.